All right, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 848 for June 2nd, 2025. On the show this week, we have Terrence.
What's up, everybody?
We got Anthony.
I'm here as well.
He is. We got the Drew back.
Yep, I'm here. Hopefully I don't cut out every 5 seconds.
Nobody complained, so either nobody listened or they were.
Nobody listened. I can answer this already. Nobody listened.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Well, I know that's not true because I always get an email that references the show. So.
Oh wow, this week was shit. Accurate. You can just keep
that
sending
one guy didn't care that I cut in and out.
No. He's like, I think the last email was like, I hope we get Anthony and Drew on the same show. And guess what?
Oh yeah, look, wish granted.
Look at that. Another finger on the monkey paw.
Yeah. So Ken, are you going to stop being a bitch?
No.
At least he's honest.
I stopped lying a long time ago. I ain't got nobody to impress. Although I was telling Anthony before the show, which sparked a whole long conversation of we've been doing this show for a long time, and we've been talking a lot about the successor to the Switch, and this is the last episode where there won't be one.
Yep,
this is it.
I hope this works out for them. I will put it that way.
We'll see. $450 is a lot for a soccer mom.
That's a lot for anybody.
Oh, for sure. But the hardcore, it's going to sell out on Thursday.
Oh, of course it will. But overall, I wonder, is this going to be the next Wii U? Is my question.
Well, as long as it's not the next Virtual Boy, I think they'll be all right.
True. They sold a few more Wii U's than Virtual Boys.
Not a lot, though. God, I saw that Wii U number and I was shocked. It's very low.
It was very confusing. I mean, I was, back in that day, I was a hardcore gamer, TM, but even I was confused. I was just like, is this a controller for the Wii? I didn't know. And then finally somebody had to just come out and say, yes, this is a new console. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just this new controller with a screen on it.
I remember the comments on our podcast at that time was all of us going, this is all I've ever wanted is a Mario in HD. Are you sure? Huh. Are you sure that's all you ever wanted?
You're right.
We were all very stupid. And what year was that? 2000? I don't remember.
Probably 8, 9? No.
2011?
2011?
Yeah, I think it's 2011.
2011.
That's how stupid we were 14 years ago.
Still am.
But that's fair. But we got excuses now.
Dementia?
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get old.
Now speak for yourself. I'm a raging alcoholic. That's the difference.
There is that too.
Okay, well, that's his excuse then. He has,
Yeah, he's still young by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Are you 30 yet?
I'm the angriest out of all of us.
I mean, you grew up in that time. Y'all are pissed at what we did, apparently.
No. I blame the people that before you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
I don't even know
that. Trying to survive.
I lost the thread a long time ago. I don't keep up with it. You could tell me what happens after. Millennial's the last one I know. Everything after that, I'm like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, my daughter
is a Gen Alpha.
You're Gen Alpha?
Started calling them Gens
your
again.
daughter's Gen Alpha?
Yeah. Technically, we were Baby Boom Echo. My generation was Baby Boom Echo because there was more people having just one kid, but that was a big enough boom to the population. Obviously, the original Baby Boomers were just having a lot of kids.
What year were you born?
I was 92.
92. Okay.
You were born in 92?
Motherfucker, we've gone over this. You old.
I'm old and I forget. That's crazy. God dang it. All right, well.
I mean, what generation is that exactly? I mean, I know it's millennial, but I mean, I'm a millennial as well.
That's what I'm saying. It was
82 to 94 or 80 or
Dude, I don't. I thought Gen X
propelled
ended
down for
in
me.
'79 or
Yeah,
80.
The problem is that all these fucking things, they use different terms. So I'm part of the baby boom echo, but then it says that Gen Y was 81 to 96, so I guess I'm that too. But it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Millennials. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're just like, fuck it, millennials. It's
They
like,
didn't
all
give
right.
us another fancy name. I'm just a Gen X.
You're
Gen X sounds
man.
cool.
I know we're the
Well,
coolest
no.
ones. I ain't gonna lie.
Technically,
Yeah.
you do understand how it's doing it. X, Y, Z.
No,
Now they're going back to
I get the
alpha.
thing, but
And
don't
then
nobody use
alpha.
that shit. Nobody else is known as Gen something besides Xers. We're the only ones.
Because we're not. I'm millennial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the only Gen Xer,
But
so
the
y'all can
alphas-
fucking get
Because
young.
they started over. So like Drew's daughter is an
My
alpha.
daughter is actually the last of the Gen Alphas.
Really? Okay. So
Yes.
yeah. See. So they
When
started
did that
over.
start?
Hmm?
When did that start?
What year?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. I
You know
just
what?
I
My
just remember
daughter
looking it
told
up,
me.
saying that 2024 was the last of the Gen Alphas.
Huh.
She might be one.
Cool.
I could not care less.
Yeah, I don't.
I
No,
don't
no.
either.
Gen Alpha was started in 2010.
Once
So
we start
2010 to
doing the fucking
2024
Logan's Run
was
ass
Gen
shit,
Alpha.
where we just start saying like everybody from this
Logan's
generation
Run.
is gonna die,
That's
that's
the
when I'll care.
100% Gen X's. I don't give a fuck. Like our parents weren't around; they just let us do what the fuck ever. We just grew up on our own, so whatever.
I mean, I'm the last. I would argue that like, see, this is why I don't like the term millennial, because it's like it's too vague. Because like
I'm sorry.
I'm the last gener. Well, here's the reason why.
Well, just the way you
I'm
said
from the last
vague
gener-
really threw me off. I was like,
Schedule?
schedule.
All right, whatever.
I watched
Moving
that
on.
movie the other day.
Plowing through. Fuck. You know, when I grew up, like, not everybody had a computer in the house still.
No,
You know
I
what
remember
mean?
getting my first computer.
And then even then, did you have internet, right? Like,
No.
dial-up was a thing.
No.
So it was just like, to think back at that, it's like, you know, it's so different now because everybody's connected.
Do you want to hear something
For
funny?
all those people connected, you're not listening to this fucking podcast, you
I was a
assholes.
fucking teenager when the internet became a thing. What the fuck are you talking about?
When this was a couple of days ago, my wife and I were talking. This is the gap. There's 5 years between me and my wife, and
Cradle robber.
that's me. And we were talking about. I said, "Did you have America Online when you were growing up?" And she said, "What?" I was like, "America Online." She's like, "What do
You
you
got
mean?" I was
mail.
like, "Internet." She's like, "Oh, AOL." I was like, that's what it stands for. And she's like, "I always knew it was AOL." I was like, "Jesus." All right. And I told my wife, and this is true.
You know why they changed, right? Because they were in Canada as well.
Yeah. So, the funniest thing, this is true. This is 100% true. So Ken, you said it, that you got mail. There were like sound packs that you could download.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it was my mom's account, right? Because I just used her computer. I set it up for a sound pack for Austin Powers. So for 7 years, my mom, every time she would get email, he'd go, "You got mail, baby, yeah."
This takes me back to the fucking stupid sounds we used to have on everything. Your fucking phone, your text tone would come through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the longest time, my ringtone on my Motorola Razr was "In the End" by Linkin Park.
Oh, of course it was.
Hey, I grew up in that time.
I was gonna say,
and
that'd be
don't
like
talk
mine
shit about
being
Linkin Park.
fucking
That is
Teen
one of my favorite
Spirit.
bands.
You know, Smells Like Teen Spirit would have been mine, but I didn't have a phone.
I didn't either. I had a phone.
I like how
My first phone was whenever I turned 16 and I was driving, and my mom wanted a way to get in contact with me. And I remember getting made fun of in school because I had a cell phone.
Oh yeah, we used to bully the shit out of them kids that had phones. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
And
nerd.
you gotta get in touch with your mommy. Now everybody's got a phone. I was just ahead of the curve.
Anthony earlier is like, when we grew up, it was like not everybody had internet. And I was like, bitch, not everybody had a VCR in their house when I was growing up. What are we talking about?
Well, great. And they also had wood paneling. I don't give a shit.
Goddamn right I had it. Dude, I played Tekken on a TV with wood paneling. You shut the fuck up.
Shit.
Respect your elders.
Good God. Fucking History Channel over here. Fuck.
What? Oh, Lord.
I recorded what you said before the show.
I don't actually know how old you are.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm 40. Yeah. Jesus, how old am I? Hold on, wait. I'm 41.
You're 41, okay.
I'll be 42 in September.
I'm 39. I'll be 40 in October.
Fucking kids on here, man.
I was born in 1985.
So your wife is only like a year old.
Jesus Christ. You are a cradle robber. Way to go.
Well, but what I was going to say is, like, I feel like I am closer to Gen Xer than a millennial, because I guess it just kind of goes into what Anthony was saying.
That's just the problem with this bullshit anyways. It's like,
yeah.
What the fuck do I have with anybody that grew up with internet in their house that's a millennial is not... I had to use computers in my school. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I got my first our computer in the house in the 8th grade. I remember. And before then, I was in computer club, like after school, where they would let us use the internet for whatever we wanted. It was going on. What was it? Netscape, I think.
Netscape Navigator.
That's right.
Yep. Navigator. Yep. And then I don't know if we got internet at the same time or not, but yeah, I was a teenager by the time, we had a computer and all that shit. And then we only got broadband because I begged and hustled my mama.
Dude, I didn't get broadband until I was in my 20s.
I didn't get broadband until the Xbox 360 came out.
Oh, wow. See, okay, yeah.
Well, you were 20 then because you were born in 85.
I played a lot of StarCraft, right? And so I was always online, and we had the 56K, so I was always on the phone line.
I got a second phone line just for StarCraft.
Nice. Yeah, no, my mom, I was still too young for it, but my mama got like pissed off at that. So I was like, well, listen, you can get some broadband, and then your phone will be always on.
Okay, how many times? Yeah, how many times did I would go on Napster and try and download a song. One song would take all night to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And, of course, my mom would try to make a phone call in the morning and completely ruin the download and have to start all over.
You only get 2 minutes of a 4-minute song. This is awesome.
Yep. Oh, God. Like, I finally would, starting my downloads in the middle of the night once my mom went to bed. So like at 10 o'clock at night or something, that way I would let it go through the night. So by the morning, hopefully,
yes.
Weird.
Weird Al, cats in the kettle.
Fucking,
yes.
He's like, well, what am I on a retirement home podcast? These fucking old folks.
Right. Oh man.
I just want you to know that at the end of this,
to deal with anymore is misnamed downloads. Just shows you how fucking poor people are at taking shit.
Anthony, by the end of this year, I will be closer to 50 than 40.
I don't give a fuck.
Wow. Damn.
One foot in the grave, champ. I don't know what the fuck to say to that.
Listen to this. See,
why do you call me out? Like, I need you to know something.
This is why we don't respect you crying online, because you have to work 40 hours a week with your kid asses.
Man.
With your kid asses.
With your kid asses.
When you get older, you're allowed to make up phrases, and they just become a thing.
That's
right.
True. That is actually true.
I know I carried it like I'm starting to say shit my dad said to me.
To tell everyone that you're old, okay?
I mean, that's what this whole conversation's been about. Have you not been paying attention?
Why? Oh, because I'm the young one? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
You got attention problems.
Are the young one.
32 is not that young, guys. I hate to tell you that.
It's really... Drew, I would give anything to be 32 again. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is also true.
My son told me the other day he was old. I was like, bitch, we need to have a conversation.
That one, even I have to be like, okay, calm down, champ.
He's like, I'm getting old.
My daughter...
I'm like, no, you're not.
Turned 22 talking about, oh man, I'm getting old. Girl, get out of my house. What the world? You getting old. You at the beginning. What you talking about?
I tell you, one of my favorite things, I go back to it if I can ever find it. I can't find half the stuff that's said on this show. Was when Ryan was talking about his son and like how they have like everything set up in the attic or upstairs.
Mm.
And his son would say, he's like, if I could just get like a microwave and a refrigerator up here, it'd be great. And he said, bitch, that's a fucking apartment.
He said, bitch, that's an apartment.
Right.
You're more than welcome to get one of those.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah. That's what I tell my son all the time. He's like, I'm going to do this. I'm like, where are you going to get the money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know how much shit costs?
All the time.
Shit's expensive, son.
Man.
Oh,
all
my
right.
God, everything is.
Let's talk about video games.
Speaking of expensive.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Anthony, do you have anything you want to go over?
Yeah, just give me 1 second here. I got...
What?
Oh, Lord.
What is happening? Your joke is falling flat because nobody can understand what the hell is happening.
All right, well,
It's cutting in and out.
It's the You're Old from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh.
That's what I thought that was.
I've never seen an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants
Oh,
in my
you're
life.
missing out. I will say that.
You will. I'm sure your daughter will end up in the SpongeBob. SpongeBob is good, man.
It's an
never
eternal
end
kids
with-
cartoon. Like, my son watched it, and it's way past his time. So,
Yeah, SpongeBob is good.
Did you watch Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's better than Ren and Stimpy.
I like Ren and
Yeah.
Stimpy.
What's adult?
I don't like the guy who
like-
made Ren and Stimpy, but I like Ren and Stimpy.
Out of
that made Ren and Stimpy.
the
Yeah,
cartoons
I
I used to love, I really liked Regular Show. I thought that show was hilarious.
Well,
My
then you'll
kids
probably enjoy
love
SpongeBob.
Regular Show. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got a bit of that
SpongeBob.
sense of humor too.
Are you watching
I never got
Sesame
in-
Street yet?
No, my daughter doesn't watch TV.
Okay. Because when that happens, boy, you're going to learn all kinds of shit.
There are occasions where we're like, we need a break. Either we need to cook something or I need to do some laundry. And if we put her down, she's just like, ah. So we'll put on Miss Rachel. And she's
That's new.
glued to the TV.
Okay, I don't know that
That's
one.
new. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I was like, that's
Miss
new.
Rachel.
Okay.
No, Anthony,
Yeah.
I don't watch those. Why do you
Nigga,
know
you
what
said
it
that
is?
like you're supposed to know, right? Why do you
Of course
know?
you don't. Why do I know? Because Israel has a big problem with her for saying that kids shouldn't die, and I find that ironic.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
statement
that-
are you? You're fighting a kids program saying maybe kids have
Yeah, okay,
the
that's-
right to live. And I don't
that's a
know
little crazy.
if your position, and I might have a bit of a drink in me right now, but if your position is some kids should die, maybe you're a cunt. There, I said it.
You want
I
to
don't
talk about
have-
video games, Anthony?
No,
before you-
I don't. I want to talk about how you're pieces of shit if you think kids should. I'm saying this. I hate fucking kids. Do you understand how painful that is to say that maybe some kids should have the right to live? Anyways, video games, fuck it.
I shouldn't have let Miss Rachel.
You see what you did? You see what you did bringing up Miss Rachel? You done ruined the
No.
world.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I didn't
no,
know who that
no.
bitch was. Like, damn, I was just trying to
They
be
literally are
illuminated.
trying to ruin this poor woman's life for saying that kids should be allowed to be kids. And I don't know when that became a fucking revolutionary statement, but fuck you if you don't agree with it. And you can send that to @intersect NTRSKT so I can call you a cunt to your face if you disagree. I don't give a shit. I'm done with that fucking conversation. It's like kids should be allowed to live their fucking lives, and I'm not gonna fucking have this fucking bullshit conversation. Well, what about wait? You say that Hamas is bad. Hamas is bad. Also, killing children are bad. You want to fucking have that conversation? Let's go. Anyways, fuck Deep Rock Galactic. They fucking updated their fucking nonsense. I got
love
lost
this
in
show.
maps last night. You know what, Terrence? Look, I'm just saying, I'm tired of having this fucking conversation online with people.
But we're
about,
not
like, whether or
online
not
with
kids
people.
have the
We're
right to
on a
fucking
podcast
live.
talking about video games with cool dudes.
It's so fucking
I feel him.
frustrating.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
understand.
so yeah,
Okay.
last night I got lost in Deep Rock Galactic because their fucking maps, I don't know, like we just got fucking RNG'd fucked. It was a fucking nightmare. I haven't had that many fucking enemies spawn. I haven't had
Was that the first
fucking
time
maps.
you've ever had that happen? Like RNG like that? Like where it's like
No, I've gotten
you got
RNG
lost?
fucked before, but
Oh, okay.
so like the first time I tried to play Driller, which is like a class that you know
Yeah.
drill through
Yep.
walls, it summoned the it was one of the missions where you don't get Molly with you, so you have to drop all of your stuff out of like a central resource
Yeah.
location. And I was like, cool, all right, so it's an Quark mission, which means I have to collect stones and bring them back to the central platform. And the platform came through and landed in the sky, essentially. So I could not get to it as the driller. So I was...
Love to see it.
Yeah, so I was like, well, fuck me, I guess I'll quit for the night. So, like, yeah, it happens sometimes, but, like, we did a deep dive. There was way too many enemies. They just wouldn't they just kept spawning. There was no end of it, almost. There was one map that was, like, it was a corkscrew shape, almost. Like, it was a maze that was, or not a maze, but it was a path that was corkscrew shaped. And every time you got to, like, a major turn, the enemies would spawn again, and then you'd have to get into a firefight, and then you'd have to figure out which way you came from.
Yeah,
and it was far more difficult than it needed to be because it was one of the grass areas, so all the vines were hanging down, so you couldn't really tell where you were. And while the 3D map helped, it was a fucking nightmare. Last night was a nightmare. I also may have taken an edible.
Jesus, this is like we just keep uncovering more shit as the night goes along.
Okay,
listen, man.
So
that game can be frustrating sometimes.
Sometimes Destiny calls to you, and I look over last night and I see that there's a package. Now, to be clear, I haven't done Bleed since fucking November, and I was not planning on doing it again. So I look over, and there's a package of what my edibles used to be like, and I'm like, I don't know. For some reason, I was like, I bet there's one in there still, and there was.
Nice.
It was a fucking mistake. I fucking hated every minute of it.
Damn. Okay. Well.
Yeah. So, don't do that. I did play Balatro. Speaking of RNG, Jesus, it is fucking not kind to me.
That game's never kind to me.
No, yeah, Balatro was pretty rough. I'd be doing well and then be like, guess what, motherfucker? Your plans are ruined. Like, cool.
Jimbo. Is that like
Jimbo? And then Jimbo's like, haha, guess you suck. And I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
I played a game called Refresh. Took me a whole hour and a half to play. I almost got all the achievements. There was like one I'm missing where I didn't get all the batteries. It's a small collectathon, and when I say small, it's very small. It's cute. I don't know if it's worth your time, though. It is only an hour and a half, so depending on price, like, let me just quickly look at it on Steam. It's $5 on Steam. It's worth $5. It's cute. But if it's on, because it says it's on Switch too. Not Switch 2, sorry.
Switch as well.
If it's more money there, don't buy it there. It's very, very short. And then, let me just go back here. I need to, looking at my recently played games. I played a little bit of Victory Heat Rally. No surprise there. Played a bit of Lorne's Lure, which is the first-person climbing game, I guess is what I'd call it. An android is led through a vast structure by a glitch in his visual system. Some acrophobia, the game. Like, there is a lot of like jumping and trying to climb onto stuff. Brutalist structures, sort of abstract. It's neat. It's a very unclear where to go sometimes. To the point of being like a detriment, I'd argue. Which is kind of disappointing. And then I also played a bit of Batman Arkham Origins, not too long before we started this episode, because I have it on PC now because they were on sale on GOG, and I went, you know what? This is probably the best version of Origins I'm going to play.
You ever play? You finish it?
I think my dad played it, and I watched him play most of it because I think that was when we had one PS3 still. I'm still impressed that at the voice work. How good Roger Craig Smith is as Batman.
Mm-hmm. It's a good job in there.
And, of course, Troy Baker as Joker.
Didn't the
hot take now?
If I remember correctly, wasn't the Deathstroke fight like impossible sometimes?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
I think it was like patched or something like that. I do recall something like that. There was very difficult.
Yeah. That game had multiplayer too?
I think so, but it, not
like
the GOG version.
But
had a second disc for multiplayer. I think.
Yep. I enjoy the multiplayer. But my hot take, that is probably my favorite.
It's the best story. It's not my favorite
story wise. It is the best.
I think. Well, that's what I mean. Story wise, is that one is like the best one because it is funny too because I was so against playing it because it wasn't Kevin Conroy for one, and
it's not
I don't remember what my
Rocksteady
other
either.
reasons were. Yeah, I had other reasons too. I don't remember what it was, but then I finally got it like used or something and played it. I was like, damn, this story. It's okay. They cooked. All right.
Yeah, no, the story's great, and that
game is really good.
And the fact that you could actually like put your hands on bosses, like that was, because that was
a problem in Arkham. Some of the other ones. Yeah, Arkham Asylum was more of a puzzle fight.
Yeah.
So, I forgot that like getting in the fight with Killer Croc in this, it was like, no, punch him in the face. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go off. Like, I liked the story of that one.
But yeah, so Good Old Games put that series up on sale not too long ago. And because Origins is the only one that's not playable on PS4, and the cost was pretty insignificant, I was like, you know what? I'll just buy all the series again.
It is playable on Xbox. It's playable on Xbox, but you have to have the disc.
A newer Xbox.
You have to have the disc.
You have to have the disc. It's never been made digitally.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that. This had all the DLC with it too.
Somewhere.
So
I know I have
it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. That in Mortal Kombat, you cannot play.
I do have Mortal Kombat
on Xbox backwards compatibility. Mortal Kombat 9, you have to have the disc as well.
Oh, 9. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Can't be simple.
No,
I'm assuming that's because of the crossover characters.
No, it's because they never made a digital version of either of those games.
It's stupid. Okay, continue. Yeah, and that's kind of it. I was busy with this week meeting musicians from Canada. So
yeah, I think you made was cool. That's awesome.
I sat 30 minutes on a musician's porch talking his ear off. So that, but like, yeah, this week it's just been a carryover. It feels like week to week there's like carryover from like, oh, I needed to do this last week, and then Terrence and I were going to record this week our comic book podcast, but I'm going to have to figure out some solution for space-wise, because they're like trying to charge us by like hours space, like minute space, which seems fucking stupid. So I'm not down with that. But I also don't necessarily know a better solution so far, so we'll figure something out. But yeah, so life, as normal. But I did play games, so that's nicer than most times where I come on and be like, I played Deep Rock, moving on. So
that's true.
I mean, that's gonna be more than I played. I ain't played shit.
Yeah, but you. No offense, but you also have like the hardest life right now.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I'm so miserable right now.
Well, no, I do, because you know what happened. You know what game I was reviewing while I had to go through that?
What game?
Days Gone.
Oh, fuck off with that.
Oh,
right,
wow.
I had to. I dragged my PS4, my original PS4, and my small television to my mom, where my mom was, like, which was with my stepfather in their old like townhouse. I stayed in their spare room and I played it there for a bit. Yeah, fun times. Yeah. And then when all my stuff was still in boxes, I was playing that for review. So no, I completely understand not wanting to play games right now.
Yeah, no, I play some Rock Band and some Madden every once in a blue moon. That's about it.
Fuck that.
All right, what do you got, Terrence? You got all the review games.
Yep. I mean, yes,
you do.
But I don't know if can I talk about them? Wait a minute. Do I?
Well, which one? Which one?
Well, hold on. I'm pulling up my list. I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't have it in front of me, and I was like, damn it, he is literally about to call on me. Okay.
Good timing.
Right. You probably know. I probably can't talk about
a question that's going to enrage me. And you'll get at least like 5 minutes.
Talk some more about Hamas. And I'm just kidding.
No, shut the fuck up.
We're going to lose like 7 more listeners.
No, hold on.
That's not what this podcast is about.
I'm going to defend myself for a second. I am not having a critical opinion about the political structure there. I am having a very even, like, the politics stuff, I can't solve that problem, but I can definitely say I don't like kids dying, and that was my point. If anybody took something away that wasn't that, I can't help you.
No, that's just the world, though. They hear a word and they go. Well,
but it's just like,
Yeah,
you know
man.
what? Like all I can think of,
fucking
and this comes
social
back to
media.
video games to some extent, is that like that's what I did with my time when I was a kid, and it's sad to think that other kids don't have some option to enjoy their hobbies because survival is the only thing. And that is my point. It is not, I'm not, like, I can't solve all your problems, but when there is a mass killing of children, and again, I don't like kids. Like, I'm very much I don't want to fucking hold your baby. I don't give a shit. When they get a personality, that's when I start talking to them. But if they're just going to tell me, like, look what I can do, I don't care. You know?
All right, Stuart.
So, thank you. So yeah, that's the reason why, like, when we talked about Miss Rachel, it's like, that's all that she said too. That's all that she said too. Like, I look back at my time with Sesame Street and stuff like that, and things that are wholesome and are things that these kids can't even experience because literally the day to day, you're making adults, you're making and formulating people who are going to hate you, because that is what this does. It radicalizes people. And it's like, and I have the proof on a scientific level that this is how this works. Like, you know, go look at Vice on how Al-Qaeda and stuff like that recruits. And it's like, whatever you think you're fighting against, by punishing these kids for the acts of adults, you are ultimately causing more distress than you think you are. And I'm sorry if that is the stance that I have to take, that kids shouldn't die. I don't know how to explain that to you, and I can't make you feel. That's all I have to say. It's like, I can lead you to the point, but I can't make you feel anything for it. So I apologize that that's the rant I went off on, but it's upsetting to me, and it's been upsetting to me for a while, and I've kept my mouth shut for up until now. And Miss Rachel was mentioned, and that was the catalyst.
Great. Way to go, Drew. Way to go, Drew.
So, no,
I don't think it was even Drew. I think it was me.
You can look up the news. Look up the news. Listen, if you don't believe me, look up the news on how Miss Rachel is being treated from what she said, and that is where I'll leave that. Anyways, you got the list up, Terrence?
I was just gonna say, I could feel Terrence, like, with my eyes over his shoulder, because, like, I was waiting on Anthony to finish. I was gonna be like, Terrence, at this point, you best have that motherfucking list up.
Bro, yes, I just didn't want to interrupt you. I was gonna get to the mic.
No, look,
I got the list up.
But I to vamp at that point. It's just,
look. I was in my, like, I'm sitting in my chair.
I
was raising my hand slowly, like,
we have enough.
I'm not trying to.
We have, you know, look, I get it, and I'm trying not to be political because it upsets people. I don't think that's a political take. Thank you, air horns.
There it is.
No, I feel you, Anthony. Like, you're right, and I I feel you though. I do got the list up though. Okay, so
I hope
so.
Just something terrible, something like Call of Duty, where it's like, we were working something terrible, like about what is it? No Russian, some terrorist activity.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
No, not like that. So listen, okay, so I'm playing something I can't talk about until I think the 9th is what that is. I'm excited to talk about that. I played that guy. I'm reviewing. They sent the code late. I think it's already out. But Fuga Melodies of Steel 3. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, that's been out for like
last
a week. Yeah,
we just got the code late. So I literally have just really started it. So
it's
already
it
feels like more of the same. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like more of the same.
What I want to know, and this is not something you can answer. I want to know how you play those back to back to back.
Very carefully.
There's got to be a tutorial in every one, which has to be mind-numbing.
It is. So, because I am not through the tutorial of this one, but I can tell you for sure the first one and second one, yes. This one has an interesting feature that they've changed where they've kind of streamlined it. I don't know if they've patched the other ones with it, but it has this like fast mode for people that just want to kind of experience the story. I haven't really run into like a battle yet because I did trigger that. Like I wanted to play that just to see what it was to, talk about it. So I'm not sure how it streamlines it, but it says that like, because it doesn't go into detail, it just says that it streamlines the combat, and everything for people that want to experience the story. So I don't know if it just makes it easier or it just makes it like a couple of button presses, because the previous ones are very, very, they're RPGs, and you have this tank, and not only do you have to juggle, the tank's attacks, but you have the kids, which are the main characters of the story, that you have to
not the kids.
Well.
Let me get back into my rant. No, I'm kidding.
Shit. Hey, you know what?
Can we use that in the Oscars from now on to get you off the stage and start blasting?
That's definitely what. Yeah, we take that to the Game Awards too, and just have people in the front row when Judge gets up there. He's
but
rumor says he's still talking.
They'll start that after 30 seconds because they're assholes, because they're like, we have to be under time now because of Christopher Judge, and it's like, guys, right. You can plan this better too.
His speech is still going, by the way.
It is. If you be quiet at around 11 p.m. at night,
you can hear Christopher Judge be like,
"You can hear it on the wind."
I was gonna say, but they also give time to that kid that just snuck up on stage too. So
right?
What do you plan? Like maybe you guys should have just better planning altogether.
That and do y'all really need to show me all them fucking commercials for the chairs? And the fucking I know.
Fart resistance,
dude,
built into this chair.
I'd buy that chair.
I hate Keely. Wow.
Well, of course you would.
Anyway, so far it's more of the same. But I'll have more to speak on that next week. Also got linked Banner of the Spark, which I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's very buggy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It did get a patch. When you load into a level now, your character doesn't appear already standing before the animation of them getting dropped in. So they fixed that.
Well, that's good.
But it still is like I'm still having crashes in some stuff, but I'll probably have that review done this week. I'm pretty well done with that. Same with Mobile Suit Gundam, which I'm also playing. I talked about that last week too. Battle Destiny is the longest title. I think we talked about the history of Gundam as well.
Yes, we did.
Played some Metaphor ReFantazio. I love saying that name because it's on Game Pass. That game's great. I don't know if you guys have played it. I know Ken's played it, but the music is just fantastic. The combat is cool. It basically is just kind of a fantasy version of Persona.
It's a cool game, and then I played it and I was like, it's going to be 77 hours before I do anything, isn't it?
Well, that's my fear, is that like as soon as I get into it, this is going to be my life.
Yeah, that game is like literally I played for like 4 hours and I'm like, I didn't even make it to the fucking town.
It's like
Persona game.
It's like
yeah, that's Persona.
Final
game.
Fantasy 15 was my entire life for a good 3 or 4 months. Not even a month, because I put 170 into a month, and then I just kept thinking about it after, and then it was near shortly after that.
That's why Claire Obscure is awesome, because it's like an hour, and you're like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
I'll probably end up playing that at some point.
I really want to play that.
That game is really good.
I've seen the bosses. Yeah. I've seen the bosses, and the bosses are fucking cool as shit.
It's very Dark Souls.
Yeah, the bosses are very Dark Souls like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. I need to go back to that, but I have so many. Listen, man, I'm drowning in video games. I have so many video games that I'm trying to review. And it's so bad because when you go from one to the other and it's completely different controls, and I'm like, damn it, I can't remember how to play this.
I want you to know that I don't want anybody to feel sorry for him, because at least once a week he's like, hey, can you get this game?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not looking for sympathy. No, I'm just saying it's just a lot of shit that I'm playing. Yeah, no, don't feel bad for me. Because I definitely do be asking him for some off the wall shit. So he'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's always what his response is.
Oh, you just made this game up. This game ain't real. This ain't a real game.
Yeah, so don't feel bad for me. I'm just saying, it's just a lot of different stuff that I'm going back and forth between. But one, you were talking about, Anthony, a game that would accomplish your life. And I think one of the ones that I'm planning for review that has begun to encompass mine, I think you actually will like. It's called Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time.
I need to play the first. I need to play the first one on 3DS first, because I got that on clearance for like $10. Why?
Yeah, why do you need to play the first
because
one?
I'm not going to go backwards. I'm not going to go backwards in mechanics. That's why.
Oh, okay.
And I
so
also don't like.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not a story reason why. Trust me, I know that.
You.
It's more of a, like, if you play Dark Cloud 2, it becomes very hard to go back to Dark Cloud 1, which I use because it's also level 5. Boy, Dark Cloud 1, you go, yep.
I got you.
I'm missing mechanics.
So I'm the same way. So once I've, played like the sequel of something, or if I came into something and played the sequel of it, I can't, very rarely will I go back
what did you come into?
To the original. Everything really. I try to do as much as I can. So, but yeah, I try not to, but no, I feel you 100%. But this game, oh my God, it's so. I don't even know where to begin. So first of all,
so I'll tell you kind of reason why I haven't played it yet. So one, it was going to be like a Switch game that I was going to get, right? When it was first announced, which was like a year ago, I think. And then I have a PC, and then I have a Steam Deck, and it's like, well, I'm gonna get it there, but I have so much to goddamn play, and it's expensive right now, and I just don't. Part of me is like, I have the 3D. So Walmart, in their infinite wisdom, like discounted that to like a $10, and I was like, I'll pick that up. But the problem is that I'm really good at doing that and then never touching it. So
yeah,
it might fucking give me a second. It might still be sealed. Go ahead and talk about
that's funny. But so it combines, so much stuff. So it's a RPG, and it feels like it's one part Animal Crossing, and then there's definitely those like Dark Cloud mechanics. The visuals are absolutely beautiful. Like I love the bright colors, and the animations. And the whole story involves like some time travel. You have like 3 different variations of this island, but the main gameplay of it is you are trying to discover the mystery of what happened with this island, and you end up finding this bone dragon that can go through these time gates or whatever.
That's my porn name.
Nice. Nice. I like that. Yeah. I don't have one of those. Like I said, I strip under coffee cake is what they call me.
I think you could use black magic.
That's nice. You know what? If I go back to it, I may use black magic. I may use that one.
By the way, just to answer a question I proposed, I did open Fantasy Life, and I remember why now. So when the 3DS store was closing. Does anybody remember how 3DS DLC worked? You had to put the fucking game in.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, a lot of the DLC, you had to put the game in to buy the DLC. So that's why that game is open, because there was like an expansion pack for that. And I was like, well, shit, if I want to make sure I can play the whole fucking game, because they never put it out anywhere else, I was like, all right, I guess I'm opening up this game, because I think little experienced battlers or whatever the fuck it was, which is also a level 5 game that was also on clearance for like $5. I was like, I think that one's still sealed. But anyways,
damn, I didn't realize they developed Dragon Quest. What was it, 7? I think. Like I remember on PS2.
PS2.
I remember when that came out, and I just had assumed that it was a Square game, and I was like, oh damn, level 5 did that.
Level 5 is a game company I want to succeed, but it's just
one
of those
like
companies.
I was looking through their stuff. I was like, wow.
So following, I have to read this off the Wikipedia because you won't believe it. Level 5 was established in October 1998 by Akihiro Hino and his development team at River Hill Soft following the release of Overblood 2. Do you know anything about Overblood?
No,
I'll send you a video. The first Overblood was a Resident Evil clone. Okay.
Oh yeah, I think I
read Cassie, and there was a little android thing. The second game is a ripoff of Final Fantasy VII in terms of story.
How do you jump to that? Oh, okay.
Gets crazier. But it's also like an immersive sim, so you can actually decide how you tackle every mission. Like, you can fly with jet boots, or you can freeze all the water with like an ice grenade, and like it does that stuff. It is absolutely insane. So
I didn't play the second one, but I played the first one. I just googled it.
The second one was only released in Europe. I have a Japanese copy that I bought for like dirt cheap. And then they made Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 and Dragon Quest 8. And then Rogue Galaxy, Jeanne d'Arc.
Rogue Galaxy is really good.
Professor Layton games and Azuma 11 and White Knight Chronicles.
I reviewed Rogue
and then
Galaxy
at one point, and Ni no Kuni, I forgot about that. And then one point, did you say boo?
I cannot stand Ni no Kuni.
I think the second
Either one? Did you like the second one?
I never played the second one because I didn't like the first one.
The second one's better. Like, I know, because I never played the first one because of people's complaints, because even Ken complained about the first one. So I just skipped it. But from what I've read of the comparisons, the second one apparently fixes a lot of the issues that people had with the first one.
But then eventually they did Yokai Watch and stuff like that. Like, they make good games, but then they also bought Concept.
Who's that? What is that?
Neptunia.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No.
Okay.
No,
See,
even
I've
worse.
never played one of those.
Even worse. It's even worse. Because Neptunia is just bad, but that's just whatever. No. Mighty Number 9.
Oh, the Mega Man game.
That's who they bought, and that studio never made shit under fucking level 5. It was a waste of money.
Oh, excuse me. Compile Heart was the ones that did
Compile Heart, yeah.
Neptunia.
Wow. Wait, Concept did that Ninja Gaiden Z game? I played like 2 minutes of that, and I was like, what are we even doing?
Fine. That is not a compliment. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It became level 5 Osaka office because it was originally level 5 Concept, which was originally Concept. They did Yaiba, Kaio King of Pirates, Soul Sacrifice, Mighty Number 9, Red Ash never released, and then they became level 5. They did some Yokai Watch stuff and some Fantasy Life stuff. They obviously worked on Recore a bit, even though like they just came up with the idea and Armature Studio made it. And then they've been the people that are kind of like that, but like Keiji Inafune is not even part of the company anymore, so what a fuck. Anyways, Corey, continue. Fantasy Life I that level 5 Osaka office worked on.
To be specific, I guess. But no, what I was is it has this because it blends like the cozy games in there too, but it's very much like an RPG. So it has this life system where you can be, warrior, and it really just boils down to job classes, but in the lore of the game, it's called these lives that the ancients have given this island, to help them prosper or whatever. But there's like a miner, a carpenter, there's a cook, you can be a tailor. And when you accept these different stuff, you'll have different requests from the different towns members. And like, it's neat. Like the crafting mechanics, the gathering stuff, it all works kind of like the.
Now, I just read something, and this is a question for you. You
Mm-hmm.
go back in time to rebuild the present?
Yes. And when you go back in time.
That's fucking Dark Cloud 2, goddammit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Just started with that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you build the present to build up the future. God damn it. God damn it, they're going to make me buy this game at full price. Fuck.
And this game, it has multiplayer, but it takes like a while before you unlock the multiplayer.
I've also heard the multiplayer sucks.
It what? Just what now?
So multiplayer, I think, is only person that gets benefits is the main player.
Yeah, I was reading something like that. Yeah, it is like it's very limited. Like I think if you join in the people's world, like you can, when you're collecting stuff, you get a share of it, and I think you get full XP. I think, but like you don't like progress your story or anything like that. Like it's one of those. But I haven't
stopped doing shit like that.
Right. Especially for these type of games. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand why it's not more cooperative, with the with the online where we're, it's not, I can progress my stuff and yours. I don't know. It's weird. But the game, aside from that, is amazing. Even doing something like the fucking, cause I didn't even start with like one of the warrior classes, cause there's like magic, there's, a paladin, there's a mercenary, there's a hunter. Like I started as the humble blacksmith. So, the first little quest was I had to, make an axe for someone. So I had to, get taught how to do that. But in hindsight, I kind of wish, because you find out how symbiotic all these different lives are. Like I should have started out probably as the miner, because the miner is going to be able to get the ore that the blacksmith is going to use. You know what I mean? Like the stuff feeds into each other. The hunter is going to acquire, get the meat drops and stuff that will feed into the cook's class to be able to do stuff. And it's just neat how, they have that kind of symbiosis. And I think I've already put like 7 hours into this game, unbeknownst to me. Every time I sit down and play, I'm just going to play for a minute, and then like 2-3 hours done went by. The story is engaging. Like it doesn't, it's one of the ones where it's not fully voiced, where they'll kind of say like maybe the first word of a sentence or something.
Hey, read the rest of my fucking dialogue, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, see, and it's like, I don't hate it, but sometimes it gets annoying, because like you have this one character, this sassy robot like bird that's with you. I can't think of his name right now. But like he just like he says like what's that or something like, and that's like how he sounds. And it like they play that voice line way too often, and I get it, because it's like they're trying to inflect the feeling through the text that they put out there.
Well, the worst ones are the
closest that they have.
The worst ones are the ones that read a fair portion. And you're like, okay, are you reading like just? And then it's like, no, you're not reading any of this. It's just,
yeah.
But why would you vocalize that much of the sentence to then not read the whole thing out? You fucking no.
So, and some of it they do, and it's so weird, because like some of it they do read the whole thing, but you can kind of tell it's at like major moments. So when you meet like brand new, like when you meet like the king, when you're in it's the president. When you meet the king, like his whole introduction, he speaks, but then everything else like is his little hey, and then you have to read the rest. Oh, I love, or whatever. Then you have to read the type whatever. Like it's weird. I don't know. Like either commit or don't. Like damn it. But aside from all that, the game is fantastic. And I think you, especially Anthony, based off what you were talking about with that last cozy game you played.
What was the last cozy game I played?
That I can't remember the name of it. The one you literally just talked about it. You said that it was on sale. It was $5.99 on Steam. It's a collectathon.
Oh,
you said it was. Damn, nigga, did you forget?
There's no combat in that, eh? I don't know if I mentioned that. There's no combat.
No. Yeah, there's combat in Fantasy Life, which is nice.
Okay. You're talking refresh. Yeah, it was only platforming.
Okay. But yeah, no, Fantasy Life High is great. So more, I'm sure, to come, because like I said, I'm writing a review on that one. I did play Monster Hunter Wilds, because that Street Fighter, whatever I was about to say, Street Fighter collaboration dropped, and Akuma is my guy, so I had to get that armor set. So that was well, actually, I haven't even gotten the whole thing. So the quest line is pretty cool. You literally like are Akuma, and you have to fight this. I don't know the names of all the creatures, but it's the giant ape one that like he has like fire shit that's like on his back or whatever. I can't think of the
fire monkey
plumage. Yeah, fire monkey. Thank you. That works. But like you literally have like Akuma's attacks. So I didn't even use like my normal weapon. I used combos and, Akuma's fireballs, and you can do his finishing move, which is nice. Once you put a wound on the, on the monster you're hunting, you can hit him with this attack, and it does Akuma's finishing move where, he hits him 1,000 times and then like puts his back to him with his emblem, whatever. Like it's super neat, but then you get like currency from running missions, and then you can permanently unlock that outfit where you can do all that, throughout the game instead of just this one time. But that was cool, or neat rather. I messed with, and I think Drew played this too, that spray paint simulator.
Oh, that game.
And tried it too. Yeah.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. it's definitely not Power Wash Simulator, that's for sure.
It's just doing too much. That's the problem. I think it's fine mechanically. It's just, you gotta go to the store and you gotta go buy tape and you gotta go buy, covering paper and you gotta put all this stuff down first before you paint, and that's garbage. I just want to go out there and paint. Give me something to paint.
Exactly.
The end.
It's so I think it's taken the simulation point, like, I don't know, it's really it's the whole deal. Like, it's like if you were actually going to, spray paint your car, which is what you do in the first little tutorial thing, this is the shit you would do. Like, you have to take the mirrors off.
Was it fucking Bo and Luke Duke that was painting that car, that fucking hideous orange?
Right, that bright orange, yeah.
I think that was what the reference was.
It would have been great when you finished if it was like...
That would have been funny. Yeah, I think that was the reference. But nah, I finished that and I was done. Like, it's doing too much. Like, I kind of liked the noise it made once you completed the thing. Because Power Wash has that little chirp that it kind of does. I liked that, but yeah, it's doing too much. Going to the store, you got to buy the paint, then you got to refill the paint once the paint is out. Go ahead.
I'm tired of simulators that are. Like, the thing with a Power Wash Simulator is that, there's a satisfying conclusion. Everything is clean. Right? But a lot of the simulation shit is just you're just doing this forever. It's like, I don't want to do this forever. That's just a job.
Well, I think Spray Paint Simulator suffers from the same problem as Lawn Mowing Simulator, is that it tries to do too much outside of the actual fucking lethargic part of the game.
I thought Lawnmower Simulator was fine.
Well, see, I don't like the whole you have to run your business and set up the deals and I didn't want to do that.
That's not much. There was not much in that. I mean, you could hire employees.
I don't want to do that. I just want to cut grass.
You can.
I'm going through while you guys are talking. I'm going through my Steam
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
That's an old person statement.
I'm going through my Steam queue, and 99% of this shit has been simulators. There's a fucking wrap house simulator.
Oh shit! I'm about to drop some.
You make wraps for people. You take your tortilla and fucking fold it, motherfucker.
Oh, I thought you meant I was going to bust a rhyme.
Just get the job.
Shit.
I thought you did too. This nigga was talking about making burritos. What in the world? All right, it's too many simulators now. It's too many. Like we need to stop.
What is the definitive simulator game?
Power Wash.
Probably Power Wash.
Yeah, Power Wash is just fucking lethargic, man.
In terms of fun, it's Power Wash.
Yeah.
Like, that game is just so fucking fun.
Are they ever going to do another one of those?
Yeah, they already announced a sequel.
Yeah, it did now.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good.
It's out this year.
I think
it comes out this year. Yeah.
Decent simulators, but it's at some point you start boiling it down to the point where it is just a job. Like the people that run a store. If you're playing a store simulator, just run a fucking store.
Side note, I loved how both of you guys kept calling it serial cleaner when it's nothing to do with a serial cleaner. It's crime scene cleaner.
Yep.
Yeah, you got that actual gift right back from it too.
That was not me. That was not me. I have no knowledge of either of those games. I just know that serial cleaner wasn't the game they were talking about.
I don't give a fuck.
It's like that. What was that long running thing where you kept messing up Lost Paradise?
That's fine.
I can't remember what.
You know what? You got your game names. You got your peanut butter and my chocolate. Stop it.
Was it the Paradise game was it Final Fantasy?
The Outer Worlds versus the Outer Wilds. Get the fuck out of
here. That one everybody hates that.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Man.
Because those names arguably should be switched around.
The Wilds.
They really should.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Goddamn bastard. You almost had me explaining it. God damn it. That's what we need. More of me talking on this podcast, Ken. How dare you? This is the contempt content. Oh, Jesus. This is the contempt he has for the listener. Okay, try to shut me up for calling you out.
That's the shut up horn. Shut up horn is ringing. Okay, so that game, it's not it.
No, I deleted it already. It's gone.
Yeah, me too.
I did too. Yep, I did too. I played the Division 2. I was doing it before the show because they just had an update, a DLC. I didn't pay for the DLC. I'm not going to because
Game Pass now, right?
It is on Game Pass, yeah.
Wasn't that the point of why they put it on there? Is because of the Back to Brooklyn or whatever expansion?
Yep. And so I guess the Back to Brooklyn thing is like, it's a lot of callback to the first division.
I was going to say, you could just boot up the first division. That works.
Wait. They already had a DLC. They already had a DLC going back to New York.
Yep. That one I have. But so that one, like, I think you see a different area than what you saw in the first one. And this one is more, more like a callback. I think. I'm not 100%. But I did get that the first DLC, but I'm probably not gonna get this one because again, it just felt like the Division 2. So I mean, I was shooting enemies that had yellow health bars, and I was shooting whole clips to get that down. It was the Division 2.
Take more bullets than Superman. What's he doing,
brother? You have no idea. Like, and I had the heavy machine gun, so I had like 100 bullets, and I'm the whole. I'm like, are we serious?
I think that was like a moment in time where we were doing the gear score sponge enemies, and I'm like, I'm done with that time.
I never made, as someone that never played those games, like the moment you were like, cause I think it was this podcast that was talking about it the most. It was like, yeah, no, you just gotta keep shooting the guys. It's like he's shirtless though, like
yeah.
I mean, you gotta shoot a couple more.
His head, and he's got, like I was just like, as soon as I heard it was bullet sponge, I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
The Division 1 was a better game, if we're being honest.
Which one?
What did you say?
The Division 1.
Well, I think Division 2 was just the same thing. I think was its problem.
I think it tried too much.
I mean, it may have, but I was already burnt out between Destiny and the Division, and I didn't want even another gear score game.
Yeah.
See, and that's the problem too, because they were so similar with fucking gear scores and stuff, and you had to grind for stuff, and then the Division started putting, they did raids. Because I actually did some of those with Division 2, and all that. Like it just became it's a lot, and I like I said, I went back to it just to kind of check it out. It's if that's what you want to do, but I haven't played Destiny 2. I haven't played in forever.
Dude, the last time I booted up Destiny was probably like 2-3 years ago, and I would just get in the game. I'm like, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, and deleted it.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't go back to it.
No, you cannot.
Unless you have been doing it since the beginning. Good luck, dude.
No, they do. Their onboarding is fucking atrocious.
It's horrible.
I know they gated some stuff that was old worlds or whatever.
They got rid of some of the stuff. Some of it's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I haven't even bothered to. No,
Destiny is if you're not playing Destiny from the time it came out, you're not playing that game ever.
Yeah. And I was obsessed with that game for years.
And that's a horrible strategy for a game because you're going to bleed players over the years, but you're not going to gain any.
You're not going to gain any more back.
No.
Which they have something new coming out too, and I'm wondering if they'll
Marathon?
gain any with that. I don't know if it's already out. No. You funny.
Oh, you talk about a new Destiny thing.
Yes, the new Destiny.
I mean, some people come back for those expansions, but then they just fizzle right back off. It's not. They'll never break their concurrent, ever.
No, you're right, definitely. But no, Marathon. Woo! Ciao. No, that game ain't it.
That game,
but no, that's
canceled.
You think so? You think it's gonna get canceled?
If not canceled, it's gonna be at least a year delay or some shit.
I just assume it would be canceled because it's going to be a year delay. That's more money than I want to spend on a product that's going to fail.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that game coming out.
No, I don't see. I definitely don't see it coming out this year.
Stolen assets,
for sure.
Stolen assets, poor reception, a fan base that doesn't exist because as much as Marathon's interesting, this is not for Marathon people. Right, this is its own thing.
Yeah, this doesn't even have anything to do with Marathon, which is stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just can't imagine why would you keep this thing going? It's gonna fucking bomb.
There's no positive word of mouth behind it outside of some shills talking about it. That's it. Everybody else that's played it is just I don't care.
It's fine.
No, yeah, I mean,
better
as
games.
a person that played it, no. I mean, it had the same weekend as Arc Raiders, which I had been waiting for.
It doesn't even have content.
And Arc Raiders was a superior game. No, right. So I don't know.
No.
I don't know. And Arc Raiders is definitely coming out this year, so they would have been head to head, so to speak.
So this is going to make one PlayStation Live Service game that's going to make it out and be successful, which was Helldivers.
Yeah.
Like everything else that they've started, they threw away. The Twisted Metal game, The Last of Us, Concord died, Marathon's going to die, Fair Games ain't happening. So like Helldivers is the only thing that they got, and it was more that team that made it, who are now off on their own because Helldivers was so successful. Because like I thought I read somewhere that like Sony didn't even want to push Helldivers 2 initially.
No, I don't think they did.
I mean, that first one didn't fly
insane.
off shelves. You know what I mean?
No, it was cool though. I actually really enjoyed it.
No, it did, but it didn't like reach mass appeal like the second one did. And Sony's probably like, well, your first game didn't hit, so we're not going to do a second one. And then they were like, well, let's do it. And they're like, okay, well, we'll do it.
I mean, their second one was leaps and bounds different from the first game, though. The first game kind of came off as like a Xbox Live Arcade game.
Well, it's because it was top down, like a Diablo view.
Yeah, but it was also kind of a smaller-ish game.
Sure, they're a small team. Like, that made sense back then.
Yeah.
And now this second one, which was, let's all be fair, it was super fun at the beginning, but it was also kind of a small, like, sample of what that game became.
Yeah.
Like, there was only a few maps and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it definitely is huge now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So good on them. They're making all kinds of money.
Yeah, they let them cook. I wish they would. Oh, God, I wish it would never happen. I wish they would put that on Xbox.
PlayStation's never putting any of their games on Xbox that they're not forced to. It's never happening.
Well, okay. I like your caveat. You said that they're not forced to, because I was going to be like, I just would never say never, but you put, they're not forced to.
All I can think of is the Helldivers guys buy back their rights to it and then do it that way.
Yeah, that's the only way they're going to get away with it is if they buy the rights to the game back. Because I'm sure they'd love to get a surge of players.
Oh, hell yeah.
But PlayStation's not going to do it. They're never going to do it. They'll put Forza Horizon on their Twitter page all day long, but you will never see God of War on an Xbox. Like, it just ain't happening. That's why I call Sony super petty. And it's like, I get business sense, but at some point it's like...
You're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, like,
exactly.
You watch that video about Nintendo, and they talk about how PlayStation's profit margins are, like, under 10%. Whereas Nintendo's, like, have peaked out at, like, 35%. And it's because PlayStation keeps everything close to the vest. Like, Microsoft's making hand over fist. Putting Forza and, like their games on PlayStation, they're making tons of money. So, I don't know.
It's just weird. Yeah, because like you said, you leave money on the table. Like, at some point, you got to, I'm about my money above. I'm more about my money than being petty. And I can damn sure be petty. But shit, because God. Anyways, that's it for me. I played some other stuff, but I've talked about it before. That's really all the newish stuff that I can talk about right now that I'm playing.
All right. Well, Drew, you got anything?
Only 3 games.
3 games.
We already talked about one of them.
All right.
I bet one of them is Diablo.
No, well, yeah, one of them is Diablo. The not power washing simulator.
Well, that's totally a simulator.
No, I meant
or spray paint simulator.
The not one.
Oh no, fuck that game. I don't like that game.
Yeah, I was ever so slightly excited for it. I was like, oh man, let's try this out.
I was too.
Yeah. I was like, man, this will be a good one to like just put on some music and spray paint stuff.
Dude, could you imagine if that game would have been good? They could have had a crossover like you spray paint it, I'll power wash it.
Exactly.
But no, y'all had to fuck it up. See what happens.
Yep. But yeah, I did play some Diablo. I had forgotten. So there's a mechanic in Diablo where when you get to the end game, you can what they call masterwork equipment. So you have to gather this material that you can get in nightmare dungeons, and for a certain amount of that material, you can masterwork a piece of gear. What masterworking does is it increases the stats of it by 5% each time you masterwork it. Every 4 levels of masterworking something, you can do what they call a critical, which is basically instead of doing 5%, it could go up 20%. So that's kind of how you get your power. And I had masterworked a piece of gear, which was really a good piece of gear. And I criticaled on 2 aspects of my gear that I was like, this isn't what I want. So you can reset it. And I couldn't remember. So I reset it, and you can break down. So if you basically salvage the piece of gear, you get all that material back that you can then use on another piece of gear. If you reset it, you don't get it back. And I couldn't remember which one was which. So when I reset this piece of gear, I didn't have any of those materials again. And I had to do nightmare dungeons over and over to get more of the materials. And that really took the wind out of my sails. And I said, I don't want to play this right now. So I turned it off. And I jumped back into Dragon Age, the Veil Guard.
Yeah, that says it all right there.
I don't mind that game, but damn, do I mind it sometimes.
It's so funny how this game is so talked about, and so many people bring it up and talk about it, and like nobody can just say, "I'm having a good time."
There's moments. So I would say I'm a little bit past halfway in the game. There was a big siege with the Grey Wardens, and I had to make I had to make a decision on how I wanted to treat like the head of the Grey Wardens and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is a cool segment. This is, there's a lot going on. There was just enough like combat beats in there. I was like, okay, it's not overly boring with combat, not overly boring. I was like, this is a great little, scene. And then I go back and I'm just like, okay, choose another quest to take on. I'm just like, man, why are we going to something pretty good and pretty epic to dead stop? And that game does it all the time. And I don't know. I'm to the point now. I was like, I just want to power through it so we can finish it for Phoenix Down and actually do something else. I don't want to say it like that because moment to moment is okay with some really good stuff sprinkled in, when it should be moment to moment is great while there's some meh stuff sprinkled in. So it's kind of the opposite. This is like the ultimate 6.5 out of 10 game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if I'd have played, and here's I think the biggest problem with this game, and I think a lot of people don't want to admit this. If it didn't have the name Dragon Age on it, we all would have turned it off 2 hours in.
Exactly.
Which is crazy. Like, we shouldn't force ourselves to play something because of a name on the title card.
I hate what they've done to that series, because Dragon Age Origins is like one of my favorite games of all time. And the world of Dragon Age is some of the most thought out, like awesome high fantasy stuff that's in media. And I will gladly say that. Like, when you played Origins, it feels like you were playing a video game based on like a series of books that's been in existence. Like the lore was there, the history was there. There was reasoning on why this works and why this doesn't work and what is this. And I feel like they just kind of squandered it. Like, I don't know why. What were they doing?
Everybody left.
I mean, this is the problem. Well, that too. I was going to say, this is the problem of not having someone that overlooks your franchise. I mean, Assassin's Creed, as much as it's handled better, I mean, we're leaning more into aliens. No, we're not leaning into that. Actually, Abstergo is a different company. It's like you need someone to kind of overlook this or have this set up in advance to make this a consistent series.
Well, they did.
And EA does not have that at all because they don't give a shit.
Not now, but they used to. Like, Dragon Age used to have a consistency, correct, yeah. And it's gone now, which makes me like, hey, there's a new Mass Effect coming out.
Mass Effect, though, handled that, like the same issue with that, too, right? They gave it to Montreal Studio, and I'm not saying it's a bad game, but Andromeda didn't. And it's not like you can't tell other stories in that world, because it's like it doesn't all have to follow Shepard, but...
I got an hour and a half into Andromeda and turned it off. I was like, I can't even be bothered with this.
I liked Andromeda enough, but it definitely was not a Mass Effect game. And I think I would have liked the game more had it not been called Mass Effect.
I don't know, man. Like, I want to really, really like this game because, like, I feel like the characters are really good.
See, I didn't like the characters that much. I really didn't.
This feels like a repeat of what Ryan was going over when he was justifying this game with you.
Yeah. I'm not trying to justify anything. Like, it is a average game at best. With the Dragon Age name slapped on it. And I think it's got some decent characters. I think it's decently voice acted. The set pieces look great. But it's all show but nothing of substance in it. Like, I don't like their move toward action, really.
All sizzle, no steak.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all it is. The more I play it,
I need that cut out as a sound clip.
What, God, all sizzle, no steak?
Yes.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm playing through it. I'm gonna beat it. I mean, it's.
I feel like everybody who's played this game has done it against their will, and it cracks me the fuck up because I turned it off halfway through.
Is this
I'm bringing your things down now, so I gotta do it.
Finish Dragon Age.
You don't have to do anything, Drew. It's not required by law. Okay, you can just say, "I don't want to play this game anymore. We're canceling this series." Like, you can do that.
We've only done that one other time.
You can do it a second time, I promise you. Nobody will come and arrest you.
I just don't like doing that. We came back 5 years later and finished Xenogears, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but that's a good video game. There's a difference.
The other game was Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. It was just way too long. It was so long and it's too grindy. I like that game a lot.
I mean, how long you been playing Dragon Age the Veilguard? It ain't even that long.
To be honest with you, it's been... I mean, this is the first time I booted it up in probably a month.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to take you 2 years to finish a game you don't want to play.
I'm going to beat it before the year anniversary of it, so... I don't know.
Is this more painful to play than some of the games we played in the Get Bad Games list?
Absolutely not. No, this is at least a mechanically good game. Yes.
Because I can't remember. Hold on. I'm going to ask you because do I still have the list? Is the question. I don't think I do.
Oh my God, he's going digging.
There were some of those games where were not bad.
Eat Lead was not bad.
I disagree with that, but continue.
Call of Juarez,
that's the Mad Hazard game.
The Cartel was a better... The Cartel only works in multiplayer.
I don't know why you play that game solo.
I like the Mad Hazard games. That's just me.
Mad Hazard was fun. I liked it.
I did. They were fine. Yeah.
All right.
Now it's asking me to sign into my fucking Google account.
No, nobody's asking you that either.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean of it?
Well, I can tell you it's not as good as Ride to Hell.
Okay.
Did I play that?
Now we're just going to move on.
No.
Oh, wow.
Play that.
Now we're just going to move on. Okay.
Fucking Ride to Hell sucks ass.
The worst game we played, though, was Perfect Weapon.
It's always about Perfect Weapon.
Perfect Weapon was the worst game, and they made a fucking semi-sequel to it. The Crow game is built off of Perfect Weapon.
The Crow game has tank controls, which is awesome.
Perfect Weapon has tank controls.
It's a melee combat game with tank controls.
That's what the Crow is.
And you're constantly dying.
Yes.
Immediately dying.
I couldn't beat the first level and had to put on cheats where I was invincible.
You finished the first level? I did not. I was like,
no, I did with cheats on, yes.
Oh my god, no, I didn't even go that far. I was like, fuck this.
And I forever own that game on PlayStation 3.
Me too. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Jesus
Matt.
Christ, that was the word. Oh my god. We talk about bad stuff, man.
I hate the only game I played this week is literally the same story as Dragon Age. I'm trying so hard, but I can't find myself to finish Doom: The Dark Ages.
Doom? Yeah, I kind of figured it would be.
Like, I played another level
sucks,
this week.
Man.
I played one level this week, and I'm just like, I'm going to tell you this. I've played through, I think, 7 or 8 levels now, and I'm like, I don't remember anything. Like, nothing stands out as a fun combat encounter. I'm always fighting these dudes on these horses, the dog horse, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a billion of those, and they act like it's a big deal. I'm like, dude, it's just the same shit. Shield bash, shoot, parry, shield bash, shoot, parry, cut the dude's head off, then fight the dog. Okay.
Well, that was my issue with fucking. I don't even remember the name of it.
Eternal?
Eternal, yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, so many people are talking about, like I heard somebody on a podcast say this is the best first-person shooter of this generation. I was like, are you high?
Point and shoot. Point and shoot. Viciously murder a man in, like, first person, and then point and shoot some more. All I want to do.
Are they men? Or viciously
they were men at some point. They're like zombies now. I don't give a shit.
I mean, I know that's what you say you want, and that's what this game is, but somehow this game makes it kind of boring.
No, because, like, the problem is it's like, well, you can't, because we're going to put these arbitrary things you have to do before you point and shoot.
Oh, sure, you got to do the shield to break the shield guys.
Doom 2016. You need ammo. I can't remember. It's health if you kill, and then it's ammo if you
chainsaw,
right?
Chainsaw for ammo.
Perfect, done. That's That's all I needed.
I mean, I didn't even need that. Like, I just needed health packs and
when you get
helmets.
When you get the berserk power,
you just punch people and they go into giblets.
Oh, beautiful! And then just the music that's playing.
Doom was pure joy, and
Doom 2016. I like Doom 2016 so much that an artist I follow, Tony Pepesh, was selling his Doom artwork with like a little zine that he redid all the original Doom sprites in his art style, and I bought that just because I like Doom 2016 so much.
That's a great game.
I was like, and I have the Berserk power up, and he sent me an extra piece that's the bloody face from the original Doom. But yeah, like Doom 2016 is so good, and I can go back to it and I can enjoy it. And everything else is like, what if we added extra steps? I don't want extra steps. Like, I don't want to use an app to order food to my house. I just want to have the food.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to order the food.
I know, but it's just... Anyways, I'm going through... I found the list, sort of. Would you say it's better... Would you say you had more fun with 2 Human, Drew, than Dragon Age?
No. I did.
Okay.
I actually beat 2 Human.
Bound by Flame.
No, I have not beat Dragon Age, and I do not want to beat Dragon Age.
Bound by Flame.
2 Human is fun when you learn how to play it. The problem is the game never tells you how to play it.
I don't like Bound by Flame.
Bound by Flame was my second best.
Oh, that's
I think was the second best game.
Bound by Flame was a good game.
Bound by Flame. Yeah,
Bound by Flame should never have been on our list of bad games.
I don't know who chose that as a bad game, but you're wrong.
I think it was just because the scores were bad.
Well, the reviewers are stupid because that game is not bad.
It was a Spiders game too. Like, you know what I mean, they put out the jank that's actually good.
Because you have to basically play as the same class too. Because if you played as any other class, the combat was too hard, but if you played as like the one that had the 2 daggers, you could like kill everything very easily.
Yeah, if you play as the rogue, you could just wipe everybody out.
I like that game.
Yeah, that game
Yeah,
was
looking
good.
back, that was the only one that I would say was better than. Even though my top game that year was Haze.
Haze is just fucking boring and forgettable.
I really liked it. Haze. It was the story for me. Everything else
The nectar.
kiss my ass. Yeah.
Oh, yep. Okay, that was it an EA thing? Like
No, it was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Okay. It was supposed to be a big deal, though, right? I do remember that.
Yeah, it was the Halo killer.
Yeah,
it was the Halo killer that was PlayStation only, but it was originally for all consoles.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
I fucking hated Haze. I just found it boring.
I like the story. The gameplay was okay. And then it was Bound by Flame, where the gameplay was okay and the story was good. But I really liked how Haze was like, I mean, listen, if I played Haze back in the day when I actually bought it, I probably would have hated it. But the
yeah, that's when I played it. When it
toxic masculinity crowd really makes me go, oh yeah, that's what they were addressing way back in the day. And Ubisoft handles everything with like very, very shitty hands.
All right,
here's Watch Dogs.
Let's move on to this week's releases. Let's do that.
Information control. And we're going to drop the ball, and it's actually about...
Did we talk about what you played?
It was Doom.
Doom.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
No, I told you, unless you want me to tell you about my 100% expert combos on Rock Band, which I've been cranking the fuck out. But
go ahead. What songs?
I saw the pictures. Right on.
What songs?
Well, this week it was Times Like These, and what was the second one I sent a picture of?
I don't remember. I'm looking through right now.
I'll Stick Around was that one. So those are the two I hit this week. I have a lot. The thing I like about that game is
he's gonna be a rock star soon, guys.
Anthony, I've been playing guitar since I was 15 years old.
I know. Ken,
I've been playing guitar longer than you've been alive, Anthony.
Stardom is right around the corner.
Yeah, it may be when I was 17 and cared.
Feel old.
But no, that's like, I love how the game keeps track of that. Like, it tells you the hardest difficulty you've finished it, the hardest difficulty you've got the highest score on, and whether or not you've full comboed, which means you hit every note, and it puts a little star with the difficulty next to it, so it's nice. It also does leaderboards, but nobody else is playing, and I've already destroyed all of the Boogeyman scores, so I have nobody to compare myself to.
Is he retired?
I told Wombat to like poke him. And I saw he played it a few weeks ago, but maybe he just didn't keep playing it. Or maybe he saw my scores and was afraid.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I beat some of his scores by like 200,000, so like...
Damn!
I play that game a lot. Like, I love playing guitar, but it's so noisy and my wife hates loud noises, and like, I don't really have a place I can play where nobody can hear me. So I play the game with my headphones on, kind of thing.
Gotcha. See, that's
what the pool will be used for?
Out.
Absolutely, Anthony. I'll be playing the acoustic guitar in my pool floaty.
It's actually, no, I was going to say, it's actually just an empty pool.
Dude, those would be some wicked acoustics, I'm not going to lie.
I was about to say, yeah, hell yeah.
That would sound like I was in like Madison Square Garden or some shit. All right, let's go over the releases for the week, because it is a big week, mostly because there's a new console coming out.
What?
Let's go over the other systems first.
The releases for the week, sorry, I thought.
We have an expansion for Atomfall called Wicked Isle.
That's the not Fallout, right?
Not Fallout
yes.
survival game.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Crusader Kings 3, Legacy of Persia. Rise of the Industry 2, Bunny Cubed, Car X Street, The Night of the Rabbit. One of my biggest releases for this week, and I know people chuckle at me for this, but it's Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer. Can't wait to play
Ridge Racer!
Oh, the arcade version of that game? Oh, man. Forest Golf Planner. Okay. That's what it's called, Forest Golf Planner.
Okay.
Gal Guardian, Servants of the Dark, Narcissus, Orbo, Tour de France 2025. That's one of those games I want to know who the fuck is still buying these, because they release one of those every year.
Forest Golf Planner is a create and customize your own golf course in this charming management sim.
There you go. Another.
Can you play golf on it or no?
No, that's stupid.
It does not look like you get to play golf on it.
What?
Well, it's not called Forest Golf, golfing. It's called Forest Golf Planner.
Yeah, but you can't even play golf on your own freaking golf course that you made?
No.
That's stupid.
That's like the football club manager. You don't actually play football. You just manage.
I'm good.
This game is called If You're a Ghost, Call Me Here, but all of the I's are ones and all of the O's are zeros.
Ghost in the Shell.
Among Ashes, Covenant of Solitude, Cyber Love Story.
Oh, God.
And Zenless Zone Zero is coming to Xbox this week.
Is that like one of those Genshin Impact games?
Yes, same company. Yep. PlayStation's all the same stuff. But
damn, nothing's coming out this week I want to play. That's crazy.
Well, everybody's getting out of the way of a console.
Oh yeah. Actually no, Doom comes out this week, the early access, but that's not. Yeah, go ahead.
Doom. I thought you said Doom.
The final week of Nintendo Switch being alone. Let's see if there's any funny games in here. No, I'm not seeing anything, which is shocking.
They're all prepping for the Switch too.
Oh, we've got Q with VTubers. You want to play that?
Oh shit.
Q with VTubers?
Q with VTubers.
Oh, Q. Gotcha.
What else
I think I'd rather punch myself in the dick for 2 minutes straight, to be honest.
I'll give you $1.
For $1.
I mean, he said he wanted to do it instead. I can either get you a review code or I could give you $1.
I mean, I guess if those are my choices.
I just wasn't expecting Kendall.
All right, let's talk about the big day, which is Thursday. When Nintendo Switch 2 launches, includes Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer, Bravely Default Flying Fairy, HD Remaster, Cyberpunk 2077, Deltarune, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, which if you want to upgrade is $2.59. By the way,
that's cool of them.
That's not cool. It should just be free.
Better. Let's say free would have been better, but $250 is not $20.
I'm
Those
excited.
Prices are insane.
I'm excited for this game, which is Fast Fusion. If you ever played when the Switch launched, they released a game. What was it called? Same type of thing. It's a Wipeout style racing game. Hitman: World of Assassination, Hogwarts Legacy, Kunitsugami: Path of the Goddess, Mario Kart World, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, Nobunaga's Ambition, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, Rune Factory: Guardians of Azuma, Civilization 6, Sonic X Shadows Generation, Split Fiction, Street Fighter 6 Years 1 and 2, Suikoden 1 and 2 HD, The Survival Kids, and Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom upgrades, and Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. That's your Switch 2 launch lineup.
Hooray! So what are you getting?
Mario Kart. I'm sure Nintendo will send me a code. I'm still waiting to see if they send me a system. Like, as far as I know, nobody has one yet. Which is crazy because they just announced the review embargo for Mario Kart, and I'm assuming it was like an on-site, like they flew people to play it review kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
So, that's what I'm assuming that embargo is, which again is hilarious because, like, what are we doing? Alright, let's go through the news. What happened this week? Xbox has reportedly sidelined the development of its own handheld to prioritize Windows 11 for third-party handhelds. They still want their own Xbox handheld in the future. So that's not happening.
Support Steam Deck. Fuck.
That's probably what they're working on.
I think that's what they were. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I know. It's just such a fucking. Just stop it.
Yeah. Right. I know. I feel it.
Just like I feel like I'm spritzing the Xbox team with like water out of a spray bottle. What if we made our own handheld? No.
Right. Support the Steam Deck. Like Christ.
Sequel to the Order 1886 was in the early stages of development before being canceled. They had plans for 2
Nothing of value was lost.
Can I finish before you jump in, motherfucker?
Was I wrong?
Was
I wrong?
They had. I like that game, even though it was only 25 minutes long.
Time out. It was 25.
Dude, it's real short. It's real short. It's not 20. It's like 4 hours, I think.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's real short.
It's short, and you fight the same boss twice.
Yes.
That's wild.
And it's the widest widescreen game you'll ever see in your life.
I like Ready at Dawn, but boy, that was rough.
The sequels were called The Order 1891 and The Order 1899, and the sequel would have featured bigger fights and multiplayer.
Things they should have had.
If you combine all 3 games, you have one.
Right. Jesus.
The first wave of PlayStation Plus titles for June 2025 have been announced. Essential gets NBA 2K25, Alone in the Dark, which you should all play. That's a cool game.
What is this on?
PlayStation Plus.
Oh, then nope, I'm good.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk and Destiny 2 The Final Shape.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk as well, because it is fantastic.
Premium gets another...
Not only is that game amazing, fans keep modding that game, and it's getting crazier and crazier. Now they're surfing.
Oh, now I wish I had it on PC. Damn, I'm about to pick it up. That's cool.
I got to queue up something. Hold on. Premium users get Another Crab's Treasure, Destiny 2 The Legacy Collection, GTA 3, and...
When you actually are getting, like, wood and stuff, you can come off the ship.
It's Skull and Bones.
It's Skull and Bones! For PlayStation Plus Extra Classics Collection, you get Mist and Riven.
Is the Essential is just the basic one, right?
Yeah, that's like that's free games every month. Yeah, that cloud saves.
Okay.
That's that one.
Yeah, because I needed to copy my. Yeah, okay. Because I want to play Alone in the Dark. So yeah, I definitely.
Definitely play through that. It's about 12 to 15 hours, and it's not bad. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
What do we got? Nintendo blocks people from taking screenshots and recording videos. Oh, from Nintendo Today? Whatever. Nintendo 64 games are getting an update on NSO on June 5th. 2 of them are exclusive to the Switch 2, which include rewind and CRT filters.
Bruh.
I mean, that's pathetic.
Yeah, right. Bruh. Okay.
Yeah, you can view change controls, though, if you have a Switch 1.
Ooh, fancy, I guess.
Yeah, changing controls. It's wild. All right, what else we got here? Lost Planet 2, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and Resident Evil Raccoon City. You're all probably wondering, why the fuck am I mentioning those games?
Games with Windows Live!
Yes, they've been removed from Games for Windows Live.
But you still can't buy those games!
I mean...
None of those games are available. Nope.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have all 4 of those games on my 360, and Resident Evil Raccoon City, Lost Planet 2 are all backwards compatible.
Yeah, you can't.
You need to finish that too.
Oh well, do you want me to do some more jumping?
Yeah, I actually want to see the end of
Resident Evil
that game.
Raccoon City.
Resident Evil.
Oh, Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That game is awesome.
See?
Yeah, we were playing it, and Ken was like, fucking just diving everywhere. That's how he was moving, just diving around. I'm like, okay.
I did that in Helldivers too, but it's right in the fucking name.
Yeah, it is.
It's in the name. What did you want me to do?
Fucking lame ass.
I mean, that's true.
You know what? You can say what you want, but when you play multiplayer games with me, you don't forget about it.
Oh no.
That's true. I mean,
you have fun and you laugh.
That's not a great way to describe something. When you do it with me, you don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Cool, great. There's a lot of terrible scenarios where that's also a thing.
Yeah, but you laugh.
We're both playing Overwatch together.
You laugh.
True. It was fun, definitely. Like, I mean, even when you killed us multiple times, it was a good time. Like, it was straight up fun. Like, I would play again.
See? Terrence and I played through the entirety of Split Fiction together.
We did. And that one puzzle where we were just like, fuck it, just go.
Is
That was good. Okay.
Oh, what else we got? Anything exciting on here? Hellblade 1 for Switch and Hellblade 2 are getting physical versions from Limited Run Games. Wonder if it's an actual disc or a CDR. It's a good question.
Well, no, I thought, isn't it for, didn't you say for Switch?
And Series X and PS5.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that part. I was going to say, are they going to be just key cards?
Dude, when I was reading off the Switch 2 releases, they're actually labeled when there are key cards. It's hilarious.
Dude, it's embarrassing that... So, I was trying to... Okay, so, backstory. I was explaining to my mother why I won't be getting a Switch 2, and it's strictly money, but also, like, I was explaining to her that, like, you buy Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, and I said, I'm just ignore that final part, because I'm not explaining to her what the fuck that means. And I'm like, you buy it on Switch, get the game on the card. You buy it on Switch 2, which may have some benefits, I don't know, but you can play the Switch 1 card on the Switch 2. You buy it on Switch 2, you get a key card that basically allows you to play the game. But not the actual game itself. You have to download the game.
You have to download the game. And
I told her, like, and she even came to it very quickly. Like, she's like, well, that's better than the download codes. I'm like, yeah. But, like, you know, like, why would you buy this version when the other version is complete on the cartridge? Like, what benefit do you have?
I haven't been on the show since you guys were talking about this, but it's essentially a souped up version of the online pass that EA did for a long time.
Well, I mean, the card goes in the system and you download it.
No, it's more like a PlayStation 4 disc or an Xbox One disc.
Yeah, you have to download. Period.
Where you have to download still, but, like, you know, because, like, my version of oh god, No Man's Sky for PS4 will download you the newest version. But what's on that disc is nowhere near what the game is now.
Anyway.
Why convolute stuff? Like, I don't get it.
I mean, they're not, it's pricing. Like, so many people buy digital now that, like, Nintendo's not going to produce these more expensive, bigger SD cards. Like, so they're just like, well, just use these cards and download it.
Right.
Wouldn't have to worry about it if you use the friggin' disc.
Yeah, but there's no disc.
I know that. I'm just saying, if you, instead of doing these stupid cards, you could have went to just doing discs.
I mean, there ain't no game that's released that the final version is on the disc.
I get that. I'm just... It's simple.
There's a 64 gig card, and then there's a game key card.
Yeah, and the 64 gig cards are stupid expensive.
Yeah,
right, so they basically forced a bunch of people, like, I don't need 64 gigs. Well, if you don't need 64 gigs, we have these game key cards. But it's like, really? We can't buy storage in a size that's less than 64 gigs?
No, profit margins.
Like, fucking just...
That's why I'm glad I don't have to worry about physical games no more.
It's the reason why I'm not worried that I don't have to buy a fucking Switch 2. Just done with this shit. Like, I can't do this anymore. It just keeps getting stupider. Everything. And not just Nintendo, just everything in general. Like,
yeah.
Speaking of stupid, Munfish, people who made Atomic Heart, are establishing a publishing arm called Munfish Powerhouse. Dude, that sounds like a German death metal band.
Godspeed, God bless, I hate your fucking game. You know what I mean? Is
that the only game they've made?
I don't know.
It was.
Maybe? I don't know.
Crispy Critters
cart
was
before
right
the horse here, guys.
Crispy Critter. EA has at least 3 Marvel games in development, despite the Black Panther cancellation.
Well, one of them is Iron Man.
That's a lot of money spent.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going to see this week, because this is the week I'm sure we're going to get to that, the gaming shows.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I think we'll see Iron Man this week. I don't know what the other ones could be.
It doesn't matter. They'll be canceled or something. Who knows?
Probably. I mean, a part of me hopes they see release because I'm a Marvel fan. So I was looking forward to the Black Panther game. So
did we ever even actually see that game? I don't think we did, did we?
So
the
logo.
only thing we saw was that logo. Yeah, the same one that they used when they talked about the cancellation. That was all we ever saw of it.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Oh,
the gaming industry needs a change. Like, Clair Obscur is a perfect example of this. That game was made for like $13 million. And it sold like,
you know what?
Fucking a ton.
When was it announced? Because I feel like that's
Is it
another
an Xbox
thing.
show?
We talk about that too. Okay, because stuff is just announced too early. This Black Panther game, we never saw anything about it. Only that logo, and it was canceled, and we still never saw anything about. You know what I mean? Like, so what the fuck?
I mean, we can say that about we can say that about a lot of games. I think Disney's causing problems because remember how long ago Wolverine was announced?
Long ago, what? What did he say?
Wolverine.
Was it me? Did I cut
You
out?
got
Wolverine.
You cut out.
Oh, did I get ninja?
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
right?
Dude,
Yeah.
I thought I had died.
It's usually not me.
I looked at my thing like,
so
was it me?
Have I drank too much
Wolverine.
alcohol?
Yeah, you're right.
No,
you know what?
From what I hear, Disney takes like an obscene amount of money off the top.
I'm sure they do.
So
okay.
Between Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, Sony's like, you guys spent $300 million on this, and fucking Disney got like $150 million or some shit.
Right. Yeah. I got you.
So yeah,
It's getting too expensive, man.
No shit. These games are getting way too expensive, and most of them don't sell because what was it? Clair Obscur outsold Final Fantasy VII Remake or Rebirth in less than a month.
That's crazy.
It's amazing what happens when you're reasonably priced on all consoles.
Yeah, but it was also on Game Pass.
Yeah,
and it's still outsold. Final Fantasy,
but
Rebirth.
you could buy it on Steam right away rather than being like hooked onto
Epic.
Epic for.
Or just make a really cool original game. It doesn't have to be a property.
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy would have sold a lot more if PlayStation hadn't, gimped it from every other console and platform.
Yep.
Like you don't put it on. Well, you don't put it on Steam. You don't put it on PC. Period. At the beginning, you don't put it on Nintendo. You don't put it on Xbox, and you expect it to sell. Like, I'm sorry. There are 70 million PS5s. Probably 10 million of those care about Final Fantasy. If I'm being honest. And they're not all going to buy it at launch because you're charging $70 for part 2 of a 3-part game.
Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite games of all time, and I have yet to play any of those remakes.
They're fantastic.
I'm sure they are. I have no way of playing them.
I mean, you have PS4. You can play the first one.
Sure, but I mean, why?
You want to?
Why? If I can't play the second one?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe eventually it'll come out on Xbox.
Well, one day.
Yeah,
you know what?
I've been told that for years.
You know what though? The show is Sunday. Maybe,
How many shows have we said this for?
Listen.
7.
I said maybe. That's why I never call it. I never call it. Straight up unless I know 100% myself, nigga. It's maybe we see it. But yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's gonna be a leak on Thursday, and I'm using finger quotes. Leak on Thursday that Final Fantasy VII is being announced for Game Pass on Sunday. Oh my god! I got insider information. My cousin works at Nintendo.
Nintendo is funny that's where the leak came from and it's coming to Xbox. But alrighty.
I called it in 2020, Terrence. Put respect on my name.
Okay. Yeah, see that's what's his face? Oh, hip hop gamer. I swear to God I didn't realize that nigga was still around. I did not. Oh my God. Cause I remember working at Game Crazy and that was so long ago. 2006. And he was a big deal back then. He was like at E3 all the time, and he had his belts. I saw him. I'm like,
I saw him at PAX.
Did you really?
Yeah, carrying the belt. I give him credit. He carries that belt everywhere he goes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's still on that shtick. But yeah, I saw that video. I was like, this nigga wildin'. Like, I said this in 2020, and they taking my bro. If you don't sit down somewhere, like y'all are, anyways.
I got sources. Yeah. I'll leak all of my info on Thursday.
Broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah.
There you go.
I called
There
Killer
you go.
Instinct 4 years before they announced it. I want you to know that.
Mm-hmm.
You can go. I got proof. I got podcasts that have me saying this is the E3 that's coming.
Yeah, because he had proof. He like pulled up the look. Oh God, these people just the most. But yeah, I fully expect the leak thing for the Xbox show.
Yeah,
sure.
That'll happen this week. Some of it'll be real because Xbox is a leaky boat.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Armor King is the next character in Tekken 8. Anybody still playing that?
Already?
I don't know who Armor King is.
He's
That's
king.
Excuse me? Have you never played
King with
Tekken?
armor.
He did King with armor. Yeah.
You never played Tekken?
No.
Oh my God.
What? None of them?
King is the guy with the tiger head. Come on now.
Oh, it's the guy with the tiger head. Gotcha.
Yeah, but he's the
Yeah,
armored
that's him.
version of the guy with
The
the
armored
tiger
version.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Clip that. Oh my God.
He's so like dismissive. He's, oh my God.
Yes, I love the draw at the end of it. That was so good. He's like, I'm gonna fuck about that.
Armor. Oh my God.
Oh.
I respect not giving a fuck.
I love Tekken.
I don't
Tekken's
play
great,
Tekken.
man. I love Tekken.
It is.
I don't like
Tekken-
3D fighters.
Tekken's control scheme, like, I get it. It makes sense. I just did not click with it.
Wait, hang on. Did you say you don't like 3D fighters?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, I did not. I didn't
Well,
know that. So you haven't played the new Street
Well,
Fighters?
stand there while I try to, like, get some phlegm
Well, I guess Street Fighter's
into
not
my
a 2D
spit so I can spit on your face.
Oh Jesus.
Wow.
3D fighters are great. Soul Calibur? Come on now.
Wow, you've never
I
played?
played Soul Calibur. They never clicked with me.
I mean, he says it like I played
so
Soul
wrong.
Calibur because of course I did, but motherfucker Tekken's been around longer than Soul Calibur. Like,
I'm sure it has. I never cared about Tekken.
well, Tekken never cared about you either.
Man, I played Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
You're probably like, who are these motherfuckers? I don't know this dude.
Yeah, I know any of these characters.
I'm pretty
still
sure Armor
irritated
King
you
was
never
in
got
that. So
The other side of that.
Tekken next Street Fighter, you mean?
Yeah.
No, it never happened.
Just because not because I'd enjoy it because it's just not my thing, but like I would have loved to see what crazy shit they were gonna do.
Speaking of, was that game good? That one that they just the gym one. I remember what it was called. Was it Street Fighter X Tekken?
Street Fighter Cross
Street
Tekken.
Fighter Cross Tekken was the gym's game.
yeah.
That game's fun, but the gym shit was broken.
The gym stuff was broken, and I didn't care for it. But there was things you could do in that game that you couldn't normally do in Street Fighter, like the juggles and stuff like that. I actually had a guy I played online with a lot. He played Nina. Was that a character?
Yeah, that's a Tekken character.
Tekken,
Okay.
yeah.
And I played Akuma, and dude, we wrecked people because we could tag in. I tell them tag in me, and then because it was like you could never combo Akuma's is Raging Dragon, but in Street Fighter Cross Tekken you could. So when you were pressing the buttons to do the Raging Demon, it would actually combo into the Raging Demon, so you could stun lock somebody into it.
Damn.
So that'd be the first thing I'd do. He'd do a combo and then tag me in, and I'd immediately do like the combo for Raging Demon and just kill a guy.
Damn. Yeah, I never played that one.
That game
Now, there was
cool.
some crazy stuff you could do in that game, like the juggles and stuff like that were really cool.
Stages were really cool too.
Yeah.
It's a shame they never did, like Anthony was talking about, that they never got to the other side. I don't know what broke down for that.
Street Fighter in 3D's always been weird.
It didn't sell great.
No,
is that
Tekken
what
X
it
Street
was?
Fighter.
That would
Yeah,
be-
Street Fighter Cross Tekken sold like ass. So
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
it was like, is the Vita gonna pick it up? No, the Vita sales did not add anything.
the Vita didn't really sell either. So there is that. Just saying. All right, I'm gonna do an email and then get out of here because it's 10 o'clock at night. Hello, Chuckleheads. Just wanted to mention a few things in relation to your recent podcast. Sorry about another long email. From the press release, Concord needs to be a top 5 game to be a success. That's the problem today. Budgets are too high, expectations are too high, shareholders and execs are too high. Literally, AAA gaming, including games as a service, is going to have a major reset. They are chasing that Fortnite money, and it'll never happen. Indie games and AA games like Clair Obscur will have to and will thrive. You ain't wrong.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I said that kind of forever, that it's like the chase, and I think it's been misconstrued because Ken's with me on this. Chasing the dragon never works out in your favor because ultimately those audiences are fulfilled, and you are now working from a point where you have to steal away that audience, right? Rather than just making something new.
Like it can work in certain aspects, like movies can be made in the span of a few months.
But movies are limited time.
Yeah, video games take 3-4 years. So if you got something that's a flash in the pan, you're now 4 years behind on that, and you're still trying to go after it.
But look at it this way too, Drew. Like, Fortnite is still going. Why would you choose to compete with Fortnite on Fortnite's, level, right? Like, that's the problem, is that a lot of these people look at these things that are established for multiple years, and are like, we could do that. Like, you could, had you been a contemporary. But there was a bunch of contemporaries that also fell off. Like, I'm not saying it's not played anymore, but like, PUBG is not talked about. Like,
no, not really.
Damn, I haven't heard about that game in forever.
There's still a fuck ton of people playing it, though. It's like that.
And there's still a fuck ton of people playing it.
What's that one game we always talk about that we bring up? No, the one that launched on the PS4, the mech game. The one TennoCon. What's the? It's been on everything. Fuck. The robots are called Tennos. They have the suits. It's a free-to-play game.
Oh, Warframe!
Yes.
Warframe. Yeah.
Like, nobody talks about that game, but that game's fucking huge.
You set me off with the mech game. So
you're right.
They're not mechs, they're power suits or
whatever.
So it's saying like big
things,
that's all. Sorry, my apologies. I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, that game's huge.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that game.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah, but it's like, the problem is like, you go into... And arguably, Warframe's alternative is Destiny, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine trying to be number 3?
No.
And then with aspirations of being number 1?
No, you're not going to be number 1.
You have so it's just like, it's that consistent problem that we are sort of dealing with these companies. Like, I don't know what the biggest extraction shooter is. I apologize.
Tarkov. It's got to be Tarkov, right?
It's probably Tarkov.
I think it is Tarkov, yeah.
But I don't know, because I know that there are some other ones, so I don't want to say that and be wrong. But let's pretend that none of those exist and Tarkov is the number 1. Which it might be. Again, just fucking Marathon is going to try to compete with... I apologize. What's the other one that I would like to play with you?
Arc Runners.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, one of them's free to play, so the entry level...
Yeah, that's like Concord coming out at, what was it, $50, and you already had Team Fortress and Overwatch? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and Overwatch had gone free to play.
Yeah.
And even if Overwatch hadn't been free to play, it has way more content because it's been around longer.
Yeah, it's been around for 10 years this year.
What are you doing?
Like, come on, man.
It's just... That's the business side. I just can't imagine it's the creative side of things. Because with single-player games, at least, it's not an always online thing. You know what I mean?
You're not missing out.
Yeah, you're not missing out.
All right, number 2. Games won't thrive at $80, almost $90 with tax. The games at $50 to $60 price point will need to happen more often, especially in this economy. Those same games were $80 in the 90s. Those were large games on carts with expensive chips. Yeah, we've talked about this. They also had to pay for manufacturing and distribution. None of that applies now, especially digital. Also, the cost of living was way cheaper back then. Let the whales buy the $120 early access deluxe versions, make the standard editions cheaper.
Yeah. I think time will tell, but I think this may be a mistake on Nintendo.
Yeah, $80 for Mario Kart's a lot of money.
$80, and remember, that's $80 American. Like,
yes.
It is $110 Canadian before tax.
I mean, that's freaking insane, man.
Yep.
Like,
And,
I know people used to crap on people saying, well, this is only a 10-hour game. Do I really want to spend $60 on it? But yeah, now I'm going to have to start thinking about that. I mean, if this is a 10-hour experience, dollars to hours here, I mean, this doesn't add up. I'm gonna go get a game that's going to last me 100 hours.
or you're going to play it on Game Pass, or you're going to, wait for a sale.
Good luck finding a sale for Nintendo games.
Yeah,
we did the math. Yeah. So it's $109.99 before tax in Ontario. Okay, so the Canadian price is $109.99, but then of course taxes change from province to province. In Ontario, it comes to $124.29.
There ain't no game on this planet worth $125.
Hell no, it ain't. Hell no, man.
So can you understand why? And I get it. Like if you do the math, yeah, it's about the same price, or sometimes even a little less. But that is a lot of sticker shock.
Yeah.
When you get into triple digits, when you get triple digits on a video game, it gets a little crazy.
Right, when more important things are triple digits.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Even within my hobbies, right? Like, I spend triple digits on an omnibus in comics, right? That is a full run of comics. That is like, 1,000 fucking pages of comics.
Yeah.
So it's hard to justify that price when it's like, well, here's a game, and like the next game that they release is probably going to be expensive as well, and I just can't. And then again, that removes the buy-in price of the console too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's weird that they're charging different prices for different games, though. That's the weird one.
I mean, that's always not for first party, but that's always been the case with like.
Yeah, but now they're doing it with like first party. So you're like, okay, so is Donkey Kong a lesser game than Mario Kart? Like, why are you doing that? Because it's going to be
I'll
popular?
tell you why. It's Mario Kart.
Okay, you know what that's called? It's called price gouging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted to,
I'm not going to play ball. Like, this is stupid.
Well, you're not going to play Mario Kart either, bitch.
Oh, I don't plan on it.
So if I bought a console with Mario Kart, and I know that there's the bundle in it or whatever,
the bundle
but my total is $840.89 approximately.
That's crazy.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
What?
That's that funny money up in Canada too.
God,
it don't damn matter, man.
Still, Jesus.
I mean, if you do it here, it's $500 for the bundle.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me find the Mario Kart bundle up here.
I'm gonna be cool. And then I saw that I guess the Pokemon game, the new one, actually is coming out on Switch. Anyway,
I'm just gonna buy that Switch one. Thanks.
Right, like I'm just gonna play. Yeah, because I thought it was coming out, only for Switch too. But they're doing, the cross.
Well, they know what they're doing this time. Like those games are going to be cross-platform where they can be.
So if you
more expensive again.
I imagine the Switch 1 version will cost less than the Switch 2 version.
Because it's about $10, I think. But if you buy the Switch 1 version, you pay the $10 upgrade, you get the Switch 2
pretty
version.
much.
It's the PS4, PS3 thing that they did there with like mostly Ubisoft stuff. But there's a couple other games, like I think Injustice was one of them. So the Mario Kart bundle is $791.
See, that's that Canadian money, that Canada money.
That Canada money. It's still too, man. I
cannot pay that.
Yeah, I'm cool.
That's an underappreciated joke, Drew. I'm just gonna point that out.
So that in the United States money, it's $576.77.
I like how you said it, the United States money. That's okay.
That's fake money. All right, moving on. We still got like 4 more of these.
Dollars, aren't they now? Can't say
they are. Yeah,
say in dollars.
Dollars.
United States.
All right, moving on. We could bitch about the Nintendo Switch price all night. We're gonna move on. I'm also pissed that the Atari Activision games are streaming and on Game Pass. At least other Game Pass games are purchasable, not these. This is what I hate about NSO. You need to be subscribed to play those games. You cannot purchase any of them. Thankfully, I have 4 Anbernic devices, and a couple of them I'll have all of the Atari Activision games. I still have the original games, but I'm not hooking up an Atari. Fuck these publishers. Won't make them available to buy. Then emulation it is. Fuck you.
Well, you know,
there you go.
he's not wrong.
Dude, playing those games streaming is just... when I found out it was streaming, I at least immediately lost all excitement about that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a new BioShock. Yes, there is. It's called Judas. Made by the original BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite creator, revealed in 2022, was supposed to be released in March of 2025. Nothing since. Yeah, I know about Judas.
Same. I believe.
Yeah.
I think we'll see it this.
I'll believe it when I actually have it in my hands.
Yeah, like he can show trailers all day long, but we've seen multiple trailers at this point, and that game still ain't out.
Yeah.
Pokemon card craze. It's all manufactured scarcity bullshit. The reason why the early Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards are so expensive are that those early cards are over 30 years old. Most were produced in smaller quantities, and people actually played the games with these cards. Now sets come out at a frantic pace and bear little resemblance to the original sets. They are produced intentionally for the collector's market and priced at scalper dollars. Fuck the card collecting scene. Just like the comics in the 90s, the card craze will crash soon.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll play the Pokemon Pocket game.
His last one says, Ken, 321 Contact. I watched that even, and it was even subscribed to the magazine. Yeah, I remember the magazine. I still even have some of those. I one-up you. How about the show Zoom? I'm older than most of you, I think. I don't...
Fucking the PBS show Zoom?
Is that what he's talking about? Because that was before my time.
I would assume so.
Most likely.
My mom has talked about that. Like, she's talked... Yeah, that was before... Yeah.
Let me see here. Hold on. I'm looking it up. So the original series was... Oh, no, hold on. There's a... Wikipedia needs to sometimes... So Zoom was a 1972 to 1978 show. And then it was remade in the late 90s. So it was 1999 to 2005.
Oh, so after
So before my time and after my time. Got it.
Yep. Yeah, my kids never even watched I didn't even know it was remade.
I watched it. That's how I know.
Okay, yeah, because they never even watched that. But yeah, I remember my mom told us about Zoom.
All right, let me finish this email out quick.
Zoom,
because I got to get onto some house stuff. His games of the year: Clair Obscur, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Avowed, Sunderfolk, Oblivion Remastered, and Blueprints. Get it? Honorable mentions: Assassin's Creed,
God damn it, Ryan!
Doom, The Dark Ages, and South of Midnight. Just need to play more of these. Too many great games to play in these first 5 months. That's it. Keep up the stellar work.
Blueprints really is a masterpiece.
I was about to say we still got about 6 months left in the year.
Yep, and we got shows this week. This week is basically E3, but people forget because it's not called E3 anymore.
I'm not watching any of it.
I know you're not, except you'll be in the chat like, what's up?
Well, no, here's what I usually
is coming
end up
back,
doing.
though.
Yeah,
if I see that you're all typing at the same time, I might ask questions. But if I'm home and I'm not paying attention and I forget, I just look up a list when I see that you've mentioned stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, well then I don't have to sit through Jeff Keighley's fucking mug.
You know what? I'm excited. On Thursday, I get Switch 2. On Friday is Summer Game Fest, and on Sunday is the Xbox Showcase. That's a pretty awesome weekend.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be traveling the whole time.
Oh, have fun with that.
Yep.
But that's it. That's all the
Tennessee.
show.
Didn't ask.
Jesus Christ, man! What this dude?
You're right. Damn.
No one's gonna call me out that I did in fact ask and then shut him down immediately.
I was just about to say, like, damn, didn't he just ask him though? Like, hit him with that rock.
That's a great.
It doesn't matter.
Just a piece of advice for anyone. Like, if a coworker starts talking to you, and I'm gonna set my own downfall on this podcast. And you start going off, they start going off into something random. Just say, "Didn't ask."
Just walk away.
It's no. You can stand there. Yeah.
That's what I say.
I haven't. I've been trying to work it in all night, so hang on.
Yeah, I know it's coming. There it is. Yeah. There you go.
We used it a couple of times last week.
You need to make like a techno song that has that sample in it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's it for this week. I gotta run. I got shit going on. It is a crazy week. So this show will be up late tomorrow.
Literal shit.
Yeah.
He's gotta shit himself.
Well, I did that earlier, but thanks for sharing.
We've already had those discussions.
Yeah. We're good. We're out of here. We'll be back next week. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.